I think that Blink Dagger is an overrated item. I think it's, it's probably like top 3 items in the game, arguably, but I also think it's an overrated item because I think people prioritize getting it when they could just get something like you're saying an ether lens. Sure, it doesn't give you like a 1200 distance hex, but with the ether lens you can still hex from 900 units, which is like about the same when you actually think about it.
Think of Blink Dagger. What does it provide you in terms of stats for 2250 gold? No stats whatsoever. It just gives you the ability to position your hero. Imagine a game of Dota where you can position your hero anyway, just because you're high skill and using smokes and stuff like that, but you also spend that gold on something else that actually gives you the stats. Then you're harder to kill. Then you do more damage. Essentially, like, it's stats that wins Dota. It's having more stats than the enemy team does, so their numbers don't add up to be greater than your numbers and like your HP. And essentially, so like, it has to be worth the sacrifice that you're spending 2250 gold to get no stats, but also like get that blink ability. And I don't think in this game it's worth sacrificing the stats and other things that you can get. So for instance, like an ether lens would give you stats plus the ability to use your things from farther away. You go for a bunch of bracers, you'll be immortal, you'll be strong in fights, you could get a Vlad's. Like, there are tons of things that you could get that would give you stats plus give you other like utilities on. But the blink, it is just a utility item. There are no stats at all for 2250. So yeah, I agree, it's completely overrated, and it really has to be worth it. But Sven is your initiator in this game. You don't need 2 initiators. Once the fight has started, Sven starts it. You walk in, you use your spells. You don't even probably need an ether lens. You could buy something else, like a full spirit vessel. Force staff is really good. I like that. You could have a Vlad's. You could have a mech. You could have ether lens. There's tons of things that
you could even go halberd just because it's good this game. Like,
yeah, sure,
legitimately. Sure. I actually want to look really closely at positioning in team fights because I completely agree that Blink Dagger is just a crutch for people who have awful positioning. Just like Shadowblade is a crutch for people who have awful map awareness and positioning to allow them to get to specific places. So I think that people just automatically buy Blink because they're usually not in the right place, and it allows them to get to the right place at the right time more often.
A good comparison is I really suck at Smash, and I've been playing Smash and beating Ellie and Mott in Smash, who are both really good at the game. The way I beat them is I play a character called Little Mac, which is a really fucking cheesy character, and that is the only way that I can win. Can't win with anything else, but it's like so hard for them to beat me when I play Little Mac because I don't play regular Smash when I play Little Mac. But it's because like, the reason I win with that is because I don't even use shield. I don't dodge. I don't do any of that shit. Like, instead of learning how to play the game normally, instead I just play this like gimmicky character that can win anyway. And it's so bad, and they annihilate me when I play anything other than Little Mac. And I think that's a good comparison, is that Little Mac is essentially my crutch. Like, yeah. I don't want to learn the game. I don't even know how to use shield, which is obviously dumb as hell when you think about it. But now think about that in Dota. What is it that you're not using in Dota because you're using crutches? Are you not using something that's as basic as a shield mechanic in Smash in Dota? Like, maybe that's the case. Maybe Blink is your crutch. Maybe once you learn to position or something like that a little bit better, all of a sudden you have 2200 gold in every single game that you're not spending. You have more stats, you're harder to kill, all of these benefits, but you're also getting the benefits of having that Blink Dagger just because you're learning the thing that it was a crutch for.
Speaking of crutches, what about that starting item Quelling Blade that so many people are buying?
What about that?
Is that a crutch that a lot of people are buying as a carry to start out because they're too afraid to last it with 50 damage?
I feel like it doesn't even matter if it's a crutch because, like, you can just buy one from this side shop. It's such a simple argument to me. It's like, sure, use it as a crutch, that's fine. I do too, I suck at lasting it, but I just buy it from the side shop. You know, it's also a crutch? Regen. just have it's like, would you rather walk around with one crutch and like almost fall over, or 2 crutches at once, you know? It's like, I would rather have 2 crutches or a working leg. So once you've dropped wards, your job is done. You don't need to be standing up here.
You definitely go back over here and wait for something to happen. You don't leave the area, or maybe you go walk over here potentially.
So right then, like when the Legion used the Q on you is when you should have died, and you're a very important target because you're disabled. They want to kill you first, so you're giving them like the ability to kill you first. If Legion's smart, she just duels you. I don't know what she was doing, but so you blink away, but you shouldn't have been there in the first place. So like the blink was useful for you in this situation, but only because you were out of position in the first place.
Yep.
Like you didn't need to use the
crutch.
blink to get that. You blinked to exactly where Donnie said you should walk away to.
Yep.
Like that is the good position for you to go to. So you blink there, but you could just walk over there because once you've dropped the wards, I mean, what's your damage do to the tower? It's like 1 ward of damage. It's really not useful, and you're just giving yourself away to the enemy team. It's like, come get me. I'm a nice spoonful of honey and yogurt, and you're going to use me to make a smoothie. I don't know. Like, they're salivating because you're just the most important hero standing there right in the front.
Yeah, and actually, the best part about having a Blink Dagger is that you can stand as far away from the other team as possible and still be useful in the fight. Right?
You can counter initiate.
So once you've dropped the wards, and I really like to think about, I actually want to make a video on this, and there's a great video by this dude named Professor Fierce. Do you remember that guy from YouTube?
Yeah.
Who made a video about zone control, is what it was called. So basically, because if we look at your hero, you have a Blink Dagger, you've got a Force Staff, and you have 2 disables. So you actually have very strong zone control because your hero has the ability to relocate yourself and also create some disable or disruption in the fight. So you have 1,200 units of distance plus a Force Staff of 600 units, so 1,800 units, which is about like right here. Something like that, probably about right here. So you can actually control this entire area. That's how big your zone is that you can control. It's like this whole area. Now, if you're standing in the middle of that area, and actually it kind of goes, sorry, this is very tangential, but I think it's actually important. If you go back to your video about camera control, zone control is kind of like camera control, because here would be bad camera control, right? Because you're wasting all of this area of the screen.
Yeah.
Correct? This is better camera control because you're not wasting any area of the screen and you're getting all of this information.
Correct.
Now, if you can control this entire area as a zone, why would you not want to just stand on the edge of the zone as far away from danger as possible and still be able to control this entire important area of the zone?
Like, if you want to be the hero that gets gone on, but you're not, so...
Right. So, like, right now, you're controlling, this entire area, but do you actually need to control over here, or over here, or over here, or over here? No, you need to control this area. So all you have to do is position yourself in a way that allows you to still control this area of the map with your repositioning items, and then you are, number 1, out of vision, so they have no idea where you are, which means you could be anywhere, and number 2, you are not in danger of being clipped by anything, so you can actually use your items and use your spells. So if you're just simply on this part of the zone, you can control the only important part of the zone regardless. You can still control the zone where you are standing right now, but you're also just wasting a huge amount of time and making yourself in vision and dangerous at the same time.